Hello, this is Trisha at Trisha Stamps, and I am here with a paper pumpkin unboxing and assembly video. This is for the June pick of the crop, June 2022 paper pumpkin kit. This is such a sweet kit, so let's open it up and take a look. I'm hoping my lighting is okay. You might have a few shadows here. I'm filming in a different location. I'm actually kind of at my floating cottage, so hopefully this is okay, but I'm gonna open it up and let you take a look. So we have this really sweet stamp set that has a strawberry and some little blueberries and some, I don't know what this is, like heather maybe. A beautiful hello script, sentiment, thinking of you, love you a whole bunch, you're the pick of the crop, you're the sweetest, a couple of really cool, I don't know, fruit stand, farmer's market type sentiments. Really cute canvas bag that you can stamp on. That would be a perfect size to fit some cards in, or another sweet little gift like a candle or something like that. The ink spot for this month is the Calypso Coral. And then the envelopes are really sweet. They have this design on the front where you can address the envelope, and then the inside is this really pretty Calypso Coral and white, like watercolor loose brush stripe. So that's really cute. Oops, one more of those. And then the contents of this kit are all, like I said, these kind of farmer's market type products. So you've got loaves of bread in both like a small scale and a large scale, like big French baguettes, some fruit, the strawberries and the blueberries, cheese, these pick shaped labels, so they look like they would be like sticking into a little berry basket or something like that, as well as some other label shapes. And then a beautiful like rolling market cart with flowers and berries and some of this pretty heather type floral, and then some of the card bases. So we've got this blue card base with the little check tablecloth looking background, this really pretty sponged background, and then we have the background with the fruit in the little berry baskets. So those are the three different card bases we'll be working with. Let's jump to the instructions here. This little insert just lets you know that they are, Stampin' Up! Is selling the canvas bags as an add-on. So if you want more of those stampable canvas bags, you can get those at Stampin' Up! From your demonstrator. And then next month's kit is Sending Good Thoughts, which has this whole nautical message in a bottle type theme, which is really sweet. And I'll be having a video on that soon. So let's take a look at the instructions. This is the kind of entry page to the instructions, which shows you there are 9 total cards, 3 of each of these sweet designs. And then as always, you have step-by-step instructions for each of the cards, kind of an ingredient page or a contents page so that you know which elements go with which card. And then of course on the back, more details about the kit and some alternate project ideas and a how-to. Okay, for card number 1, we need our sponged background. We need one of our beautiful rolling carts, like the little market cart here, and all of the little inserts to the wheels do pop out. You just have to kind of poke those through with your pokey tool or with your fingernails or whatever. So I'm gonna pop those guys out of there. So here's the cart with all the pieces popped out. And then out of this piece right here, we need this long label. Mine had kind of already come apart, so we need this long skinny label with the 2 blue lines. And then we need one of these small little pieces of bread just like that. So we've got our card base, our cart, the label, the bread, and then we've got some stamping materials. I've got the sentiment that says "You're the pick of the crop." I've got that mounted up on a block, and I have my little Calypso Coral ink spot. So we're going to use those to get going. Okay, let's flip to the instructions for card number 1. First thing we're going to do is ink up our sentiment. Let me just give that a quick rub against the back of my hand. This is the first time I'm using this because I've just opened my kit. So I do like to kind of prime my stamps, get them ready to accept ink. And I'm inking that up with my Calypso Coral ink spot. And then I am going to stamp that. I am not using my typical block here. Like I said, I'm crafting not in my normal craft room, so I have an off-brand block I've had forever that I just happen to have on hand. So I'm just using that, and I stamped "You're the pick of the crop." So that's step 1. Okay, step 2 is to put some glue dots behind our label and behind our little baguette. So I am just popping some glue dots on here, and one of these behind the baguette. Pull the release paper. I'm so sorry for these shadows. I thought I would be okay with this light that I had here, but might not be working out great. And we're gonna put this label just running across the front of our cart here. And then our little baguette just goes right there, like it's sitting on the front of that shelf. So that's it for step 2. Really simple. And then we're just going to put a couple dimensionals behind the cart and put it on our card front. Let's get our card front folded. I think we can fit, yeah. I'm gonna cut my dimensional in half. Okay, I've got some dimensionals behind my cart, and I am just gonna pop the cart right up here on the front of my card, and I have a super sweet little market card. "You're the pick of the crop." Isn't that adorable? I love it. Okay, let's flip to the contents for card number 2. For card number 2, we need this blue striped card base, and we need the larger little pair of French baguette loaves of bread there. And we need a piece of this purple kind of heather looking flower. Good. And the smaller label that has the green border and the tiny little hole in it there. And you know, I went right past it when I was showing the contents, but there is a page that has these little vellum elements. So one of the vellum elements has like a zigzag pinking type of top that looks like a grocery bag, and this card calls for that. And some linen thread, and I think that's everything. Oh, the piece of cheese. I need the piece of cheese. So we need this little wedge of cheese, and I think that's it. So let's jump to our instructions and get started. Here are all of my ingredients for card number 2, and I'm going to go ahead and get started. First step is to ink up. I want to prime my stamp by just rubbing that on the back of my hand and inking up the Thinking of You sentiment from our stamp set. This I think is so nice and universal. I am going to be using this on plenty of cards beyond just this kit. I think it's just a really great sentiment. Some of them, like the Pick of the Crop, I can't, I'm not sure that I would use those on other cards, but this Pretty Thinking of You with the combination of fonts, I would use this on tons of different cards. This could be for a birthday card, a get well card, a sympathy card. I just love it. So anyway, that's my little tag, and I've done that with the hole to the left, which is exactly how they tell us on the instructions. Step 2 is to put some glue dots on the back of the, let's see, on our little heather and on our bread. So let's do that. I'm gonna pop some glue dots on there. They just have 2. You don't need many, and 1 on this guy. Don't need much at all. And those are gonna go right, it looks like just right up the center, almost like point to point on our card front. And then this looks like it comes up from there, about like that. All right, step 3 is to take a little bit of our linen thread. I must have grabbed mine out of my box. Where the heck did that go? Here we go. Take a little bit of that and we're gonna tie that around our vellum piece. So this is about 12 inches is what it calls for. So let's go ahead and measure that out on the side of our instruction sheet and give it a wrap. And not only does it wrap around the front of this baggie, but it also goes through our little sentiment. So let's pop that through here before we tie our bow. Slide that over a little and then tie a bow. I usually like to tie a knot first, just so I'm kind of stabilized a little bit, and then tie my bow. Find it easier to do that if I've got the knot in there. Ooh, I almost lost my tail. There we go. Pull that down. There we go. So I've got a nice little bow. It does call for a dimensional on the back of our Thinking of You tag. So we can slide our thread around a little bit and pop a dimensional behind there, or even a half of a dimensional or whatever. So let's go ahead and put one of those back there. And the tag in their example is just kind of coming down here on an angle like 45 down to the right. So that looks good to me. Then it says to put a couple of the glue dots. One is going to go behind the tag and then just down on these bottom corners. So let's find, we're going to pop one of those there and then one in each of the bottom corners. And with vellum, you do want to strategically hide your glue dots the best you can. And then we want to line this up so it looks like our bread and the heather are coming out from inside the bag. Perfect. And then our little piece of cheese is going to be the last step, and that has some dimensionals behind it in the example. So we will just put a dimensional and then maybe another half over here. Peel off the backing. And our little piece of cheese, it looks like they have it just tucked right under the corner of that label. And there is our card front. So it's like you've got a pretty little picnic napkin behind a little grocery bag with the French baguette and the flowers, like you'd just gone to the market and gotten some lovely fresh items from a spring market. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. All right, our second card is done, and let's move on to card number 3. So card number 3 is going to be our berries card. So we need one of these strawberry and blueberry die cuts. We need the vellum little pick tag, this shape. You see that with the little pick there? And the little strawberry and blueberry element on their own. And one of the little white tags with the border. And let's go, and then our linen thread and our stamps. So let's go to the instructions for card number 3. Okay, step 1 for this card is to use the Love You a Whole Bunch sentiment from the stamp set. Ink that up with our Calypso Coral. And that is going to go right on this cute little like berry pick. That is adorable. So that's it for the stamping, real simple. And we are going to attach, well, let's fold our card base in half first. And then we're going to attach this berry and blueberry section to the card base so that it's just got a little bit of dimension. We'll use the dimensionals for that. Let's pop a couple dimensionals behind there. And it layers exactly over the same image that's on the card front, but it just gives that 3D look and makes such a difference to have it like a foreground image and then this background image. Same thing goes for these little berries that are going to be in front of our berry canisters, and we'll pop a little dimensional behind there as well. I used like 1.5 on that one, and then those are just going to be outside as though they kind of fell outside of the canisters. So that's step 2. Step 3 is to mount the white label onto the vellum label, and we're going to do that with a little bit of a glue dot. I've got 2 on here. And that just centers right in the middle of there to make that stand out a little better. And then we're just going to use about 6 inches of thread, which I will measure up the side. And we're going to just tie a little bow right around here. So I mentioned on my other card that I sometimes tie a knot first. If you don't feel like you have enough length in your twine, to do that, you can put a little glue dot right under the part where you're twisting your rope, and see how that keeps it in place so it won't unravel. I haven't even tied it yet, but just my first twist gets kind of caught in that glue dot, and now I can freely make my loops to do my bow and not worry about it coming undone or like loosening up. So let me see if I can do that again. Make my bow and try to catch my tails before they come out of there all the way. Where'd it go? There we go. Perfect. There, that's super cute, just like that. So they put a couple dimensionals right behind here. I'm gonna cut that guy in half. Kind of stretch my dimensionals and use 2 halves. Put my little label right there behind my berries. And then I've got my 3rd card. So there are my 3 finished cards. You can see how cute each one looks with the coordinating envelope. We've got the one with our little grocery cart, like a little market cart, and then our berries. That looks so sweet with the coordinating envelope, and the little bag of goodies of French bread and heather and cheese. Really, really cute pick of the crop. I love this kit, and I hope you enjoyed watching me put these together. If you have this pick of the crop kit and you're assembling it, enjoy putting this simple set of cards together. I think anybody would love to receive these. And of course, there's tons of alternates out there if you search on YouTube for pick of the crop or June 2002 paper pumpkin, 22 paper pumpkin. There'll be lots of alternate ideas from tons of talented demonstrators. I will try to come up with some alternates with the rest of my supplies as well, and I'll share those back here on my channel when I have some put together. And if you don't already subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, or if you are looking for a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I can be of help to you, I would love to become your demonstrator or to help you answer any questions that you have. Please make a comment in the comment section below, or you can click on the link in the description box and head over to my page to order any related products. Sometimes these kits come back, and if you become a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can order them as past kits, but that all depends on availability, so I don't know whether this will be available or not. But each month there is a new Paper Pumpkin kit that is released, and they're all special and fun and really creative and sweet, just like this. And not only do they have the designs that are made for you, but you can use the products any way you like to create your own special cards. So thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this look into our Paper Pumpkin kit, and I hope that you will visit my channel again soon for more Stampin' Up! Fun. Have a great day.